Okay.
See the foot?
Yes.
So with the leg rotation, what should be happening is if I'm standing with my feet and my knee straight ahead, if I had my weight on the ball of my foot, if I bevel my foot, I should also have the ability to do two ankle isolations. One is an ankle isolation to be able to roll to the inside of my foot.
Okay.
Right? That's one. The second one is to take my heel forward, right? Sometimes we call this the crushing out the cigarette muscle, right?
Okay.
It takes your heel forward and in,
Okay.
right? It makes the area between your ankle and the bottom of your foot get smaller here. If I turn around so that you can see that on the other side, it's actually extending the distance on this other side from my ankle and the ground.
Yes.
Right? So that musculature, right, of being able to have that ankle work that way works in conjunction with beveling of the foot to be able to reinforce it, so that if I rotate and I turn my leg, I still have pressure on my big toe.
Yes, I hear you.
Right now, when you're doing it, you're on the outside of your foot.
Yes. I can
And I
see
don't
that.
want that to happen, because you may have a habit of trying to keep that as you come back.
Mm-hmm.
So as we're working that rotation on both my leg, even the leg I'm standing on, I'm still on that action. As I have my hip flexor, I'm going to give you a little larger view, right? So as the leg from here, when I get to the neutral point through the hip socket, that's when the hip flexor engages. So as I'm moving kind of to neutral, that's when the hip flexor starts to engage to be able to have the standing leg move slightly past, and then I would end up having the placement. And that rotation happens. What that does is it allows everything to reinforce from the bottom up, so it supplies. Let me just. So the idea is being able to have the ankles working in a manner so that all of the pressure put into the floor actually supports the body upwards. Which there. So if I'm doing this, then everything that I have through both feet is actually lifting up and helping support and lift the body. Even when I change the rotation of the leg, because of the angle of the feet, everything is supporting and creating stability through the body, regardless of the direction that I happen to move. I'm always direction. One of the things that I've really been focusing on is this idea that instead of just working one leg at a time, that when the body engages the inguinal and adductor, it allows bilateral rotation. So I can rotate both legs the same amount to the same degree every time. When you do that, it creates, when I do that combined with the use of the hip flexor, I end up with more of a hydraulic action through the body. As opposed to working the leg in isolation and just using one leg and then the other, which is one of the things I want you to start being able to do. And that's going to be true in the smooth and the rhythm. So because of that, I really want to get those feet and ankles starting to articulate, so that instead of, if my foot were just pointed out to the side, I need that ankle being able to work in. Because that's where a lot of my stability comes from in video.